Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this video, I'll show you how to create this design over here using HTML and CSS. So here we can see we have this Our Team section. And if I hover over this image, we can see that we have two more images of the team displayed over here. So this is what we're going to design in this video. Let's get started. Right here I have created this folder called image hover and I just opened it with VS Code. And I also have this folder called images where we have these three images. And let's start by creating the necessary files. So let's create a new file called index.html. Let's create another file called style.css. And let's start with the index.html file. So in VS Code you can just type exclamation and press tab. And you will have this basic HTML5 code. So let's link our CSS file over here. So let's tap link and press tab, and here in the href let's type style.css. Now let's start with the HTML of our design. So first of all we'll create a container division and let's give it a class of team container. And in this we will have an h2 for the heading, and let's type our team. And after that let's create another division for these three images. So let's create a division with the class of images container. And in this we will have the three images. So let's create an img tag, and in the source let's type images / person1.jpg, and I'll just duplicate this two more times. And then we have person2.jpg and person3.jpg. So that's basically it with the HTML of our design. Now let's open this in our browser and let's see how it looks. So I have this extension called live server installed in VS Code. So once you have this installed, you can just right click in the HTML file and click on open with live server. And here we can see our design is being displayed in the browser. So let's start adding some styles using the style.css file. So the first thing we will do is we will style the h2. So let's type team container h2, and let's set the font size to 40 pixels. And let's set the text align to center, and let's set the font family to Roboto and sans serif, and let's also add margin bottom of 60 pixels. So that's basically it with the h2. Now let's style these images. So let's go ahead and type team container img, so it will target all the img tags, and let's set the height of all the images to 300 pixels, and let's add a border radius for rounded corners, and let's set it to 10 pixels. Right now we want all these images to be one below the other in the beginning, so this is how it will look in the beginning. So here for the img, let's set the position to absolute, and now we can see all the images are one below the other. And here at the top we can see we have this image being displayed. So let's go ahead and rearrange these images over here. So I'll just bring this second image down, and now we can see we have the correct image being displayed at the top. Right now we need to bring all of this to the center. So let's target this images container. So just tap team container images container, and let's set the display to flex, align items to the center, and justify content to the center. And now we can see it is in the center. And now the problem is that the images are not positioned relative to the container. So here for the team container, let's add a position of relative, and let's also set a height of 300 pixels. And now let's go ahead and set the height of the images container, which is inside the team container, to the 100% height of the parent, which is team container. So here let's type height of 100%, and now we can see that the images are in the correct position. Now in the beginning we can see that we have these two images displayed a little bit on the left and the right sides. So let's go back to our HTML and let's add some classes over here. So here for the first one, let's add a class of left. And for the third image, let's add a class of right. And for the second one, let's add a class of center. And now we can style these images based on these classes. So let's go to the style.css file. And first of all, let's target the center image. So let's type theme container, images container, img.center. And let's add a box shadow. And let's set the value to 0, 4 pixels, 40 pixels, negative 4 pixels, RGBA 0, 0, 0, and 0.3. Right now, let's target the left image. So let's type theme container, images container, img.left. And let's add a transform. And first of all, let's set the translate. And here for the x-axis, let's tap -20 pixels. And for the y-axis, let's tap 10 pixels. And let's also set a rotation. So let's tap rotate Z. And for the angle, let's type -4 degrees. And let's also set the scale to 0.9. And this is how this image looks. Let's do the same for the right image. So I'll just copy this and paste it down here. And here we just need to change this -20 to +20. And -4 degrees to +4 degrees. And here we need to change this to right. So now we can see we have these two images being displayed at the back. Right now, the last thing we need to do is when we hover over this, we need to display these two images. So we need to basically make changes to these transform values. So here for the IMG, let's add a transition of all 300 milliseconds so that we have some smooth animation. And here let's type theme container, images container :hover. So when we hover over this, we will make some changes to the style. So first of all, let's target the center image. So let's type image.center. And for the center image, I'll just go ahead and type transform, translate Y, and we'll just move it 4 pixels to the Y axis. And let's change the scale to 1.1. And now if you hover over this, we can see that this is how the center image will animate. Now let's style the other two images. So let's type theme container, images container :hover, img.left. And I'll just go ahead and copy this line of code and paste it over here. And let's make some changes in this. So here I'll just change this to 240 on the x-axis. And on the y-axis, let's change this to 50. And for the rotation, let's change this to -10. And for the scale, let's change this to 0.8. So this is how this hover effect looks. And it is exactly how we want it. So let's do the same for the right image. So I'll just copy this and paste it down here. And let's change this to right. And here we just need to change minus to plus. And now if we go back, here we can see we have the correct hover effect. So that's basically how you can create this image hover effect using HTML and CSS. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.